The first person that we think of when it comes to psychology, let's just say your first psychologist was Aristotle, the Greek naturalist and philosopher, and that was about 384 to 322 BC. He was a philosopher, and philosophers kind of merged into psychologists. Aristotle thought about learning, memory, motivation, emotion, perception, and personality. And these are the same things that we're thinking about today when it comes to psychology. Philosophers really were thinking about thinking until the actual birth of psychology, and that wasn't until about 1879, and that is psychology as we know it today. The term psychology overtook the term mental philosophy in the middle of the 19th century because they were still uh, thinking of philosophy as being psychology because it was about feeling and thinking and motivation and our mental awareness. So philosophers were very concerned with self-awareness. And in the 1800s, there was a philosopher and physiologist, Wilhelm Wundt, who is the very first person that took that thought of self-awareness and he turned it into an actual experiment, the very first experiment that we ever had. And what Wilhelm Wundt did was he wanted to see if there was a difference between what a person thought about consciously and what a person thought about with in regards to self-awareness. So what he did is he had an experiment and he had a research assistant drop a ball, and he asked the research assistant, now I want you to count the time and tell me when the ball hits the floor. And so the researcher dropped the ball and so many seconds went by, and he said, well, it took so many seconds for the ball to hit the floor. And then Wundt said, now I want you to drop the ball, and I want you to tell me when you're aware of the ball hitting the floor, when you have self-awareness about this behavior. And so the researcher did it, and lo and behold, in actuality, it took longer for the researcher to be self-aware of the ball hitting the floor. That it just wasn't an action, that it was actually something that you encompass. And so this was the first time that they really felt that, my goodness, people, it takes longer for people to be self-aware. What do we think of when we're self-aware? Well, you know, being self-aware is thinking about yourself and your environment. And being self-aware could be just the idea of uh, getting in the car and driving to school and being aware of your environment around you, whether it's a snowy day or a sunny day, whether whether a deer will run in the road, being aware, consciously aware of what's going on around you and making decisions in regards to that awareness. Now, so let's just say if you're a person that's self-aware, you can change your behavior because of your self-awareness. Um, we used to have at BCC smoking huts out on the campus. And so a person who would be self-aware would say they were trying to quit smoking. And so what they would do is they left class and they're going to go to the parking lot. And if they're self-aware, they would say, oh, you know what? I don't think I really want to go that way because I'm going to go by one of those smoking huts. The smell of the smoke is going to come out. It's going to draw me in. And, well, I'm going to start smoking. So a person who's aware would say, you know what? Even if I have to go the long way around campus, I'm going to do it because I am aware of myself and my surroundings. I'm really trying to stop smoking. And the best thing I can do for myself is not walk by that smoking hut. So that is self-awareness as we know it.